On this episode of Crypto Talk by Crypto Watch, we're going to talk about Tron and the testnet update, also crypto purchasing woes, I can't buy anything on Coinbase, and the state of the market by Mr. Sir Rick Rock as usual.
Down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got, 'cause he got me. That's why I really feel like you can't stop me. Oh, that's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. You don't got the power.
Welcome to Crypto Talk. This is Sir Rick Rock, Sky Vision, and let's get right into it. Tron update this week. Big news, two major topics, but this was the first one since they announced it. This is the testnet, which is when now Tron is moving away from the ERC20 based token to their own token, their own blockchain, I should say. There's their own project. They're moving forward, which is, I think it's good news. It shows the legitimacy of TRX and Tron, and that they're moving forward with this project in lieu of mainnet, which is in a couple months, and I think that date's May 31st.
Yeah.
It's kind of sort of another big update that's coming up.
So
Down the
we've
road.
been waiting for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We've been waiting for kind of Tron finally to create something, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, because Tron, as if everybody jumped in the bandwagon,
Yeah.
like when it skyrocketed, and a lot of now, I think you've maybe heard the news or seen other podcasts that it skyrocketed without even having a product back then.
Yeah.
And it was probably more the hype.
The hype.
And
Well, Tron, you ever got in the Tron
Oh,
cycles,
yeah.
and then they're like, "Hey, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more like the association with maybe Jack Ma, and then you had them and the big time investors that Tron has.
Right.
The pump, the advertisement, the marketing it has, the old school China way how to market stuff, and it's interesting how it actually kind of picked up so quickly. Well, it got popular. It got popular,
Yeah.
and it's the name. I think it's Tron.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Now, would you say that the founder, Justin Sun, is he kind of a marketing genius, because he's behind all of that, the Jack Ma collaboration and how to like bring out news at the right time, especially this pump, which I know it's been a couple days now. We wanted to bring to you like a sort of countdown episode, but it just couldn't happen. We just didn't have time, and we're just extremely busy with other projects. So this is kind of a couple days after, which from what we know now, not to get away from it, the launch was good. It was successful. But back to your point, what I was asking is about, you think Justin Sun is kind of a marketing genius as far as what news gets out there?
I'll ask you this question. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
if did you feel hyped up? Do people get hyped up? Do you feel like oh, I better, do you feel the FOMO kick in?
Honestly, I did.
Do and then you have the name out there, right? So
Yeah.
if you consider about
easy to remember.
sales, so that's exactly.
Yeah.
So targeting, if you're looking at advertising and marketing, so he picked a name
Yeah.
that you're gonna remember, because who doesn't remember Tron?
Right.
That's one. And then second, just hyping it up. Just hyping it up. Did you feel like he had Jack Ma associated, and then he had the huge big investors associated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet he had no product, no project,
No.
anything until kind of now. He did hook up with a lot of business partners and
Yeah.
so on, which was pretty cool. You have the Netflix from China. You have
Yeah.
the Obike. You have
Exactly. That's a big one.
Yeah, you have them. Just different kind of projects with them, or partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of also brought that feeling.
What I like about it is that they do have a long 8 to 10 year
plan.
and they have it outlined. I think their website is really good. It lists everything that they're planning to do, including this test net and the main net and what the plans are for, which most altcoins with a good white paper do have. But also thinking about the name, the way they name their plans for the year, it's all kind of I want to say sci-fi related.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's still in the Exodus stage, the Exodus update. It's still on. I think I forgot what the next one's called, but I know there's one in there that has to do with Star Wars. And
Yeah.
just really catchy names to keep.
May the fourth be with you. Is that one?
Yeah, but I wanted to see. So they did launch it, and it's been a couple of days, and it looks like it was successful. I mean, what they say, and they were so happy about it that they even went and got the NASDAQ billboard in New York.
Talk
Times
about marketing.
Square.
Talk about marketing.
I mean, what's better than that? Like, where else can you see like the most famous or infamous block in the world? That little corner, that section of the corner there, where everybody can see your name. And this was, I think, happened right after the launch or the morning of. And I'm pretty sure that since I think they're Singapore based, or I know they have an office in San Francisco also. But I want to say the actual launch happened before the countdown was over here in the U.S. But anyway, besides the point, this was up the day before, actually, that at least our time that we thought the launch was going to happen. But I mean, that doesn't reap excitement. I don't know what does. Having it in New York Times.
It is. If you want, I mean, we'll go off topic a little bit. Tron. I'm gonna go ahead and be the little devil's advocate.
Go for it.
Of Tron, and you go with the tariffs that's going on right now, right? You have United States sign.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna charge China X amount of money, but you have Tron and China getting promoted in the a product from China getting promoted in the United States. What's your opinion on it? And then we have also helped it pumped up, right?
Yeah.
The news also helped it.
I was gonna get to that.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
No.
Also kind of helped it, get pumped up.
Right.
If you've been keeping track of Tron, you kind of have a couple of days ago it was probably worth maybe 630 satoshis. Now it's worth
look at that
473. And if you look at the big drop that happened,
look at
if
that.
you're talking about marketing, if you're talking about advertising,
there, but,
you create the FOMO. Hey, you better jump in before it's too late, before it goes up, right? And guess what happened? Kind of old school, remove the chair under you.
Yeah.
And,
oh man.
And
did they
hold the price on it? It was just something interesting. I was kind of looking at. And we talked about before.
And you always hit it on the head too, because I know you're a big proprietor of the technical analysis and
learning.
And pretty much that any TA news that you hear, any TA podcast that really researched, kind of almost predicted this quick pump and then just a complete fall right after almost right after the launch.
Well, I gained some experience because it happened to me. I noticed where the market kind of when there's a lot of news coming out, right? I kind of invested in one of them. I was excited about it. It started like 1,000 satoshis, and automatic the first day it went to like 200 satoshis in one single day. That's 800 satoshis you kind of lost, right? And now that I'm looking at maybe just a hint, or maybe just you kind of look out for this is when you hear news or airdrops and all that, I've kind of noticed that price drops. Maybe you want to wait a little bit, a week or 2 weeks after that, and then
seems like
jump in. Because if you think about it, if you would have bought Tron now, I think you probably would have scored versus letting those emotions kick in and hit the FOMO kick in.
Oh man, this is probably like overnight right here. This little low end point right here. You would have been up at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, man. You would have scored already.
And it's pretty cool because
months from now,
you would have positioned yourself pretty great, because it is going to go up. It is not going to go up. If you feel like, oh man, I invested in this and it went down, I got stuck. You know what? It's still going to go up at the end of the day. Why? Because everything goes up.
Yeah. If it goes down, it goes up. I mean, it's not too technical. It's not much there to know if it goes up.
But I don't know if it's associated with today, Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, man. I think the whole market.
If you look at the whole market from BTC to LTC to everything, it's out actually going down. So it's surprising that Tron went down.
Yeah,
not really.
Am I blocking the view there?
Not really. I'm not really surprised that Tron went down. Now we're looking at back to the state of the market and going back to patterns, and we discussed about patterns, and now we're noticing maybe weekends, Mondays, beginning of the year,
maybe quarter based.
If you look at right now the state of the market right now, where we were at when we started doing our first episode, we were
state of the market.
we were looking at the market cap space was like 380 billion, right? So right now we're at what, 270 or 250? I don't know. I don't know.
I know we were talking numbers, and the question I should ask you again was about the cap space. Like, why is there such low volume? And I'm thinking, why people are just abandoning ship now? It was just like a quick hype for the holidays. People needed something to talk about. It was the next thing to do, and it was a big trend. And is that what's happening? Like now, everybody just slowly kind of like, all right, I had my fun. I had my 2 cents. I made something, lost something.
Well,
and now we're out, and then it's just less volume.
Well, if you look at the last couple of years, the beginning of the year, this is kind of like almost the same thing happens. But I think if you look at last year, we were a little bit lower. We're like 250 billion. I think now we're 275
so
billion.
Still higher.
So we're kind of moving up because we're in the green. And then you go back and let's talk about another topic, right? Other than this, because we're gonna compare the housing market, right? So the housing market, if you're in the business and it's November, December, January, February, usually the housing market regarding business is kind of slow. So if you look at crypto and if you look at maybe the stock market, or
he's in the industry, that's why he knows. He's in that industry, so we're not just making things up. He deals with that on a daily basis. Anyway, keep going.
Just remember, we're not financial advisors.
No,
okay? It's a matter of opinion. That's what it is.
If anything, we're telling you beware. We're showing you. Believe the hype. Look what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just to be a lookout.
Keep going with your.
So on. But if you look at different markets, it does the same thing. So me, because I'm in it and I see it, and not just with crypto, but also with the housing market or the stock market. Guess what? It doesn't create that emotion in me that I have to panic and say, "Oh my God, it's going down to bubble," because everything is almost similar in the housing market, crypto, and all that. We're in the same pattern. Everything's slow at the beginning of the year.
And you're right, because I remember when I was buying my first house, and it was during a crash, which was great for me because I bought cheap. But a lot of times it wasn't just that. Okay, the bad thing that happened, some people did lose homes, but some people just abandoned their homes because they lost value. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, and I couldn't believe that's what happened.
When do you lose? When you sell, right? You lose when you sell.
That's when you. And some of them couldn't even probably do that. So it's like, I don't care if my house. Think of it as this is your house, right? It's not to that extent, but if you're not, because your house is valued at $5. You're just gonna get rid of it and sell it. Like, it's ridiculous, right? So anyway.
So everything has FOMO. Oh, not FOMO.
Yeah.
FUD.
Fear,
uncertainty, and doubt.
Doubt.
So everything has FUD. So and even the housing market, for example, you bought the house for $400,000. Now it's worth $250,000. You have a choice. Either you're like, hey, it's not worth whatever it is anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go, or you hold on to it because what's gonna end up happening? Inflation's gonna kick in. It's not gonna be just worth $400,000 or $300,000, $400,000, wherever you bought it at. In a couple of years, it's gonna be worth a little bit more because that's the economy. It has to kind of go up. So now we're hoping that this world over here, which is the crypto world or the crypto life, notice our gear, attire, crypto threads.
Crypto watch.
So just regarding the shirts, there's some attire that we
Courtesy
have.
Of the producer here, of course.
Crypto threads. You can purchase them at Teesprings if you want to go ahead and help the revolution, or and so on. But going back to what we're talking about, everything's like a pattern, and I see it, and I always discuss that because I look at graphs and histories and like just for fun sometimes. But,
right.
And it looks like it's like that all the time, so it puts my emotions on check. You just want to educate yourself and kind of know what you're doing. At the end of the day, don't just jump in the pool, not knowing there's alligators or pools. Will alligators be in pools with the chlorine? I don't know.
In Florida, there's gators all over the place.
Like the movie Alligator, the school movie Alligator, when the little kid goes in the pool and he gets chopped up.
Kind of vaguely remember
the little
that,
alligator
probably.
thrown down the toilet, and
then it goes a big one, and they find him in the sewer.
It's in the sewer.
Damn, that's old school. I
movie.
vaguely remember that. Like, I think I was once supposed to watch the movie, and I ended up watching it, like sneaking behind all my.
So they're playing pirates, and they put them on a diving board.
That's one of those memories. I don't even know if it was real or if it was a dream.
But they
just
Alligator
confirmed
the movie.
This is like 83 or something.
A kid got a little alligator. I guess one of the parents tells me, you can't keep it anymore. Throws the alligator down the toilet, goes down into the sewer, toxics and all that.
Yeah, it becomes a
radiation.
Giant.
If ninjas, grew. Oh no, but ninjas.
Did you ever play Rampage when you were little?
I did play Rampage.
You see that new movie that's coming out? It's
with The Rock.
With The Rock. Yeah, but that's kind of what they're saying about happening with the gorilla. It's like a
I haven't seen
big giant. Oh, I saw a preview.
haven't seen the previews.
Sort of that
I just
similar.
know I gotta add. What are we looking at right now?
This is the historical graph for a snapshot of March 25th earlier this week.
March 25th.
Yeah. So kind of what the market was at before this big dive
Okay.
that happened. So I guess we're just trying to compare the cap space and the volume that's going on and everything. It was already in the red by this time. You can see that, like,
Yeah.
you know, it was starting to go down, but look, 8.5. What's today? It's April 1st, and
April Fool's Day.
it's not April Fool's because
Psych.
we have Bitcoin at 8.5, 8.6. Right now, looking at our chart, this thing is at 6.678, right?
Yeah, 6.678.
I mean, that's a couple $1,000 more. That is, it's still going down.
How much was it last year?
Oh, in the on that chart, it was 85. Last week or last year?
Last year.
Oh, last year at this time, I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and look.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's 85,000. It was what, the beginning of March 25th. So it went down $2,000.
Okay, even Ethereum, I actually was happy on my Ethereum. I had just bought it, pretty good, made a few bucks on it. Now it's like in the tank. I'm looking at the camera,
But well, now that you see the market like this, right? Don't you like want to go buy more right now?
Well, yeah, now it's like,
because you know it's gonna like go up, and then
if I can buy something, which, man, that's another topic that
vent,
I
buddy.
can't
Vent.
buy.
You rat. You go ahead and let it out.
You know what I'm saying? I can't buy shit. I mean, it's probably the bank that I have or something, but I tried buying. You can't buy through credit card, no matter what. That's done. I do have. I opened up a CX.io account just to have it and kind of hold it in my pocket for one day that I just need an emergency. I need to go in, and I got to make a purchase no matter what. But to the traditional avenue, Coinbase, I tried using ATM. I don't want to link my account, but try using ATM. I tried using definitely no credit card. My bank just cancels everything. I tried Bitcoin, Litecoin. For some reason, was able to get Ethereum. Not a big amount, but enough. It went through. After that, it was just cancellation after cancellation after cancellation, over and over and over. Even after I got the notifications, are you trying to buy this? Like, yeah, yes. Doesn't matter. Could not get anything. So I'm trying to found other avenues of getting Bitcoin, but that's we lost our wallpaper. But yeah, it's a bunch of struggle. Like they're making it really, really hard, especially the big banks. Let's say B of A and Wells Fargo.
All right. Well, let's talk.
They do not want people buying
Let's
crypto.
talk about last year, okay? All right. The market.
Yeah, I wish I would have
space-
bought more last year.
Market cap space was $815 billion, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe if you start adding the obstacles that you have, you know, people might just be like, screw it, I don't want to do it no more, because it's you know, you have to go and do something else, and then go ahead and get another credit card, another ATM, and then, oh, you know what? Screw this. It's just too much, you know, and that's why, you know, because again, we're a lazy society. We're human beings, and we're lazy. We don't want to do extra stuff. We don't want to research anything.
Nope.
Maybe that has a little bit part of the market. If you're trying to help them avoid purchasing it, why not? That's going to help also the market cap space, because now you have X amount of people, right? Because before you were able to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So before you were able to do it,
I wish I would have bought more at that time.
Yeah. So before you were able to do it the same way you were trying to do it the last couple of days, right?
Yeah.
So now you have that obstacle, and I'm telling you, that's probably what 10% or maybe 5% of people, or maybe 20%.
That would explain the drop in volume, right? Like,
you have to add it. Don't just we can't just look at the number. You know, you got to look at what. That's part of it. That's a certain percentage of it, right? And then you have the market as well as the beginning of the year. If you look at the last 5 years, this is the same thing that happens. You know, the market cap space is always low during this time. It gets pumped up, right? You have regulations coming now. You have
it is early in the year.
You know, and you have the obstacles that you're having there. You add all that. That's about like 35-40% of the of the market cap space.
Especially newbies like me.
Yeah. If you don't know how to do it, especially if you're trying to explain to someone that's new to it, and it's a simple just download an app and stuff like that. But it was easy like that. But now it's not just download the app and put in your credit card. Now you have to figure out what credit card is it, the exchange or is it the banks or
banks. It seems like it's the banks.
Yeah. You ain't free, dude.
And on top of that, once you finally get something, the fees are crazy.
Yes.
Like,
learn the fees, guys. Yeah. Learn the fees.
Ethereum's not bad. Ethereum, Litecoin is not bad, but man, the Bitcoin, it's still up there.
Learn the fees.
And now that I think about, like, it's about a point, that Sedgwick protocol, that's supposed to help speed up transactions and make the fees lower. But from what I remember, I think the last thing I read, Coinbase is one of the few that haven't transferred over to Sedgwick. I don't know if that's why they still have high fees too, depending on what you're doing and depending on where you're trying to. And then there's the whole GDAX thing. And just remember, if you do GDAX, you can't. I don't know if this is a new rule and law the last few months. You can't automatically just start exchange, even though your account works Coinbase to GDAX. You have to pretty much send them a picture of your ID or post it up or fax it in or upload it. They want your driver's license in order so you can start doing any kind of transactions, and that kind of stopped me right there too.
Okay, let's add that to the equation too.
Yeah, it really paused me. I'm like,
because when I started, I didn't have to do all that.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't have to put the picture and the whole thing. So now you feel comfortable putting your driver license there. I felt comfortable putting my
and even though I trust the space, I like, but it's there. Yeah, the skeptic in me still says, maybe I don't want to do that right away until I'm not a what you call it. I'm more of a laggard when it comes to that. As far as like, I'll wait to see what happens, and if it's good.
But me too, because
some people just jump right in.
I pushed forward because I didn't have to do that. The exchanges that maybe do that,
old.
The exchanges that maybe do that, I kind of avoided them.
Yeah.
So you got to add that to the equation of the whole market now.
Yeah.
You know, it is a difference. It adds up.
The funny thing is, it's not even the regulation. Like I know I follow a lot, like the CFTC and FCC. I've talked about the hearings so many times, and I don't even think that's what's stopping anything. Really, it's not really stopping. It's more on the ICO side, but I would think that regulation was really what's going to hamper down on being able to get crypto, but it's not. It's the banks. Yep. It's banking. It's these people.
I ain't no bankster. No, but it's like the more we kind of get into more detail about it, the market. Now we look at all those equations and put it together and find out maybe why the market's this way. Maybe that does answer the question that you probably have. Why is the market cap space going down, or is it the hype fading away? Well, let's get into it. Make it a little bit difficult to purchase now. What is it?
Now you're also saying about the we were talking about it earlier. Besides all of that,
drinks last night.
Besides all of that, I don't know if we get into it pretty good, but about the kind of manipulation of the market, of who's driving prices down, and
that's conspiracy theory. That should be a topic for the other podcast. A little bit, a lot, But it is conspiracy theory. But conspiracy theories are just that word is just created just to kind of make it seem like it's like you're a weirdo or you're like crazy or something, right? But do I believe something like that? Yeah, I do believe that markets get manipulated. Do I believe in anything? I take that back. It might happen. It might happen where it gets manipulated by price, by you inflating it, dumping it, scaring you, creating obstacles.
For day trading is good, but for long term, I guess it just depends what you're trying to do.
Long term, my opinion. Again, we're not financial advisors. Long term, you have to just be smart enough to find the project that you think makes sense. That's going to make a change in the world, or do something that's going to help out the economy or society or whatever it is. If you're a day trader, then you really got to do some homework and kind of keep track of
I don't have time to be a day trader.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
You just got to be on it. That's
Mhm.
basically it, and it becomes a passion about it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the first when I got into crypto, it was I thought it was like, oh cool, man, you can make some money, good new stock market. But the more and more I dived in, the technology and what it is and all that, what can I help out?
Well,
or
that's what
changes.
I look at. That's
Yeah.
my interest here on the
Well,
technical side.
That's
Which-
it's funny because we
Uh-huh.
talk about it like
Mhm.
we're the yin and yang maybe regarding
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Financial, technical, but we also see the good parts of the other side of it and stuff. Because definitely the finance part is good.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So maybe that
Yeah.
could maybe answer any questions you guys may have regarding the market, of what's going on. I will say again, stay in tune, keep updated, what the
Mhm.
market's going. If your investment kind of takes a dip, just don't look at it for a while, and next thing you know, you wake up in the morning and oh damn, I'm back in the green.
Yeah.
Just
And then
educate
you're
yourself.
back down.
Yeah,
And then you're back up.
yeah, and I gotta find out again if you're long term, then hold on to it, enjoy the ride, and so on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like about Tron. I really hope that this their technology works and takes off, especially now that they're not even relying on ERC20 anymore. And I think some other coins are saying they're doing the same thing. They might be moving on, but
But what happens if we're helping like China take over as the superpower by investing in them and wiping out the petrodollar and so on, because we're pumping up Tron.
then the new
Damn,
Tron
dude.
blockchain is gonna become Skynet. But it's
You
for
never
gaming.
know.
Overall, I think the thing is they want to use their platform for internet-based stuff, right? Like web-based
Mhm.
gaming and the anti-social media taking all your information.
Yeah.
They want to make it private again, right? Or at least you have the option to not share anything. Right now,
Right.
I have no choice. You're getting your information is getting taken out of you somehow. You have a smartphone, it's over, it's done.
Yeah.
Especially that news that you can hear you now, and then a few seconds later you get an ad of what you were talking about. So we're probably gonna get a lot of crypto ads pretty soon.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's
I
creepy,
mean,
dude.
And this is not even news. This is just with family and just talking over with friends that, hey, this happened to you? And it's just, yeah, is that true? And yeah, it's talk about one thing. Like my example was lasagna. Over at the market, we can start getting ads on Stouffer's lasagna.
I already know what to
And-
target you. If I was a marketing spot, I already know what to
Oh,
target
it's
you.
genius.
When I was looking at your movies yesterday, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I already know how to target you. I already know what to advertise. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was funny because that's the
Tombstone.
starting, the starting right. Maybe somebody was sitting down looking at him. You know what? That's how I'm gonna target people
Thing.
Without-
This mother
without
likes
asking them.
this type of movies.
without asking them. Genres,
Alright.
man.
So I don't know. Let's I think that's all we had for this live. Well, not live. Well, I'll keep saying live, but live as in person, right?
Yeah.
Video of show for Crypto Launch, and this has been our crypto talk. It was sort of like a special episode, I would say. We're finally get a chance to do
April
something.
Fool's special.
Yeah. So as soon as this is over, none of this really took place. But it all started because of the Tron update, the testnet, and I don't know. The one interesting part that did happen is that while the market was tanking, Tron was pretty stable during that time. I don't know if it was just so much volume that was people that were going in that it was just that strong, or what was it like? It was interesting. It never really hit the tank like everything else was. It stayed.
Another
I mean,
pattern?
now it is, but
Another pattern, right? When we see BTC and everything go down, Tron stays.
And it's not the first time it's happened.
Settle,
it is pretty low already. I mean, how much farther down? could it
Maybe
go?
what's happening is everybody that's trying to move their money moves to Tron, it pumps up, and then drops back down, and then it moves to Tether or back to whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tether's the
Conspiracy
interesting
theories.
thing on this.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. I mean, Tether's kind of the same. I mean, that never fluctuates.
No.
But we won't get into that, and we won't give away little things here. But some people might know what we're talking about, but talking about something else. But anyway, interesting stuff. I don't know. What, do we have anything else?
No, I think we're this was a bloody Sunday. What bloody Sunday? Bloody Sunday, right?
Sunday, Bloody Sunday, April Fool's Day. haha, they took the chair right under us.
Yep.
And now we're in the red.
We're on the red. We're on the red, ninja. No, but it's good. It's good. I think we position ourselves pretty good, and because it's gonna go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we look at
it's
the
interesting to see what's going to happen.
Well, let's what's April? Let's see what April does in the chart on our charts.
Oh.
If we look at the historical market of last year, April looks pretty nice. Looks majority of everything looks green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was the market at?
Let me see here. It doesn't tell me the volume.
And this is before the big jump, right? So the market wasn't even close to what it is now.
Ripple had a 3% increase. Ripple. They call it cripple because it took forever.
Wait, can I see what's the Bitcoin? Bitcoin was $1,000
Last year. $1,079.44 on April 2nd. Now it's worth It's worth $6,678.
And we're on a dive, and it just tanked big time, and it's like 6 times the worth it was last year still.
Yeah.
Early adopters are really the ones still.
So what's going on?
Reaping the benefits.
It's a huge correction, like everything has. Everything has that. Housing market, crypto, stock markets, everything has a correction. Just understand that. Just always know, is position yourself at a right time. Do your homework. But at the end of the day,
that's your homework, kids. Research.
Do your homework. Look at charts.
Some maybe don't need it.
Look at charts.
I
think we're good, man.
I think that's enough, huh? Well, that was episode 4. Crypto Talk, Crypto Watch. During this end of March, early April, Tron update. And I don't know.
All right.
Parting words.
Like always. All right, crypto noobs, crypto junkies. This is for Rick Rock, Crypto Live, Crypto Watch, Crypto Talk.
That's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't